from our Enter the Storm Cup number 2 qualifier number 6. The curly mustachioed Mr. J Pickles. Oh, that wiggle. We are into the next draft for this, and it's totally not the draft link, so I'm going to grab that, and we're looking at some of the map drafts, so we'll have to see, did we predict right?
Well,
black
pretty
hearts.
close so far.
Yeah, well met said no black hearts. We've banned out the Dragon Shard again from Fnatic. No Garden of Terror, no Haunted Mines. We said Curse, right?
Yeah, Cursed or Sky Temple. Hey!
Cursed or Sky Temple. Team of the Spider Queen is out. Well met saying, all right, we concede that point. And Fnatic now get to choose. Pretty sure they get to choose. Maybe Well Met gets to choose. Well, I guess Well Met gets to choose because it's still their turn. So what map does Well Met want to go to? They've won on Cursed Temple, but they're going to try their luck at Sky.
All right. So they did go for the, we're going to go for the new map. Maybe we have a plan that you guys weren't prepared for. They did actually pick Tome of the Spider Queen last, didn't they? So I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. I guess we'll find out, or we'll just see what they have planned. Fnatic going for that Zagara ban. Her creep tumors, that vision. It's too good. It's way too good.
That's two for two that we have actually. That wow, you have your own mustache checkmark thing. Yeah, cool. That's 2 for 2 for the Zagara bans against Well Met. Now, what was the Well Met ban last time? I think it was Toronto, wasn't it?
Yes, Toronto was banned last time.
So will it be that repeat again?
Toronto and Zagara, except Well Met went for that Tehran ban instead, getting rid of that Sylvanas. Finally, a game where Sylvanas is not in the picking pool. So she's so strong. She's one of the fantastic ladies that you always mention.
The lovely
Jaina.
ladies of the storm.
Yes, so lovely. So Fnatic, how do they respond? The Vikings are open.
And the Vikings are taken. Well, I mean, sure. That's a good way to go and grab it, right? I mean, if it gets through bans and you got first pick, you don't need to ban it.
Mm-hmm. And it being such a big map, I mean, the Vikings, so strong. The soak that they have, so good. Having not to go against a Zagara or a Sylvanas, so good. It makes the Vikings that much stronger. But they will be going against 2 other pretty strong and popular heroes.
Well met. Bringing out the Illidan. Finally, a little bit of Illidan play. But, all right, Vala and Illidan, you got the backline, you got that frontliner. Now, this is where Fnatic can kind of counterpick or go for one of those support snipes. But instead, they do pick up the Jaina. A lot of damage to go with the Jaina. But Jaina lost Vikings. That's some pretty powerful stuff here. Will this be where we see Malfurion or Brightwing?
Malfurion, Brightwing, or possibly Uther. The Brightwing, though, I feel is really strong on Fnatic size. The polymorph is really good. The blink heal, the shielding, and instead of going for that like heavy dedicated support, Fnatic decides, nah, we'll take Tyrande, meaning does Well Met want to take Diablo to try and negate that gank composition? Could we see a Muradin even possible from Fnatic on their final 2 picks? I do not know.
And the 4-hour limit for this group call has now hit.
Oh, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. That's all right.
And
have your camera anyways. All right, so Well Met, if they really want to make this Illidan work, they need a good diving combo with a warrior. So Diablo, ETC really do come to mind. Muradin comes to mind. Tyrael again. Didn't really come to mind because of the poor performance that we saw him in the last round. But Sake is saying, I can make it work. And now we do actually have someone to kind of follow him into that judgment. So we'll have to see if it will be the judgment into the metamorphosis or not. Now, what else can Well Met go for this round? I feel like they want to get that support out of the way.
Yeah, I definitely want to get the support of your picking. You don't really have to worry about any damage being taken from Fnatic. They're probably going to be saving their last 2 picks for the tank and support. So get your support now that you want, especially in combination with the Tyrael and with the Illidan.
Right.
And they end up taking that Rhaegar for the ancestral healing. I mean, Tyrael and Illidan, though, going in really isn't that bad. You have a shield for Illidan. Tyrael, if he dies, he'll still have the explosion. And Illidan just causes so much havoc. So honestly, not the worst pick that WellMet could have gone for. It's going to be interesting to see their last pick, but right now it is Fnatic's turn, and they're probably looking to get maybe the Diablo, possible Muradin, or ETC for the global probably.
Malfurion and Diablo sounds absolutely fine. I mean, the Malfurion and Tyrande combo absolutely works great. And Diablo just for, being a Diablo. I mean, it's a great roam comp. At the same time, it's hard to say no to his, team fight presence. They will go with the Brightwing, and, okay, this is the second time they've brought out the Stitches today. Won them the first game with it. Now, I guess, who plays the Stitches? Freds?
I believe. Oh, who was it in that?
Freds was the Kerrigan. I'm pretty sure it's Freds on the Stitches. Last
yeah,
so
it's probably Freds on the Stitches. I mean, was that the game where he landed the amazing hook on Malfurion to secure the win?
Yep.
Was that the one on Cursed?
I'm pretty sure it was Freds though. But either way, Fnatic, they know how to make this this pick work for them. They do got the global presence with the Brightwing, and they also bring the Brightwing for the Polymorph.
Yep, get that critterized 25% extra damage just to kill Illidan even faster. Jaina, of course, has her damage amplification or a root. Tyrande has a damage amplification. So Fnatic really going for the nice team synergy. Like, oh, you're going to engage? All right, we're just going to make you take more damage then. So really excited to see how Fnatic plays this out. WellMet, though, has some options. They're definitely going to want that range support, or if they really wanted to, they could try a 3 melee, but Stitch's Bile is probably going to ruin that pretty heavily.
It's a very heavy preference here for Bile because of that. But Tassadar is what they went with last time. They could go easily. Like they favor Sergeant Hammer. I'm not advocating it, but they easily could. Who else is in the backline that's available at this point? And you're right, they don't want another melee because they already got 3 melee heavy. They're just going to get kited out, putrid Bile, and spit upon all day.
Yeah, probably looking for that Tassadar, like you said. He's so strong. The shields as well. I mean, he brings a lot to the table. You also have your dimensional shifts. So if you get hooked, you can get out of there. Although the Brightwing Poly has been pretty on point, Kerrigan was making sure that he wasn't getting anywhere. So it's possible that they'd go for the Tassadar, but
Anubarak, the double tank. 4 melees.
Wow. Anubarak. All
right. So something I see here. We were just talking about Tyrael and the ghost abilities of him in the last match, right? They have an Illidan, and this is what Tempo Storm tried to do once upon a time. Shield on death, use abilities on death. Tyrael will then go in, use shields, blow up, use more shields, and ensure that he can land him with his Q. That gives Illidan on the back of a Metamorphosis a huge hit point pool. Now, if that doesn't happen, that's fine, but it's something that came to mind. At the same time, with the Tyrael and the Anubarak, I'm very curious if this is going to be just a big body blocking with Illidan, with that fight dog, because both of them can get Burning Rage at 13.
That's very true. Slowly kill them off. Brightwing, of course, can just not out heal that. I mean, that's going to be a lot of damage, and Brightwing would have to be right in the middle of it. That's a very good point. I'm excited to see how this is going to work out.
So those are the two that come to mind. The double Burning Rage, tank, frontline as well. Guess how many Blood for Bloods you have?
You have all of them.
You have all of them.
You have all 5 of them.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh, Stitches.
Stitches, 75% hit points, gone. Sitting beside a burning bush, gone.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's quite the comp from WellMet. Will it work? That's what I'm very curious about, but there's so many advantages going into it.
They have a lot of CC, nice sustain, nice shields. I mean, I like it. I like it. I didn't think about the 5 Blood for Bloods until you pointed it out. I like it. WellMet. They have to get to 16, though. They have to get to. I mean, it is Sky Temple. It can take a long time, but we have seen a 10-minute Cursed Hollow, which you do have a little bit of buffer because of the tribute. But, games can end pretty quickly.
Absolutely could. All right, Sky Temple, Temples, 5 Blood for Bloods, and double tank WellMet comp. Rhaegar is going to have his work cut out for him, for sure, but we do got the shields available for the AoE aspect of Tyrael. We do got the healing ward there as well for the AoE. Illidan, of course, comes with the built-in lifesteal. Anubarak can shield himself. Doesn't really have too many ways to go about it. But as well, I'm very curious, which way will Anubarak go for an ultimate? Will it be a web wrap on the Brightwing and engage? Web wrap the Stitches and engage, or go for the Locust and just use, again, that burning rage mentality just to be in the mix, in the thick of things.
Well, with the Lost Vikings, the Locust form does get a little bit more value. You're able to get more health from them, so that is always nice. The web wrap, though, of course, taking Brightwing out of the occasion. You don't really want to put it on Stitches because he'll drop the bile, and that'll help tick down the web wrap a little bit quicker. So you'll probably look for it on Brightwing. I mean, this all comes back to, though, that bile that could really just, if he web wraps and the bile trail is already going, it'll break the web wrap even quicker. So, I mean, he could go either way, but I feel like Locust Swarm will help give him that extra little bit of survivability. He already has a lot of shields that he'll get from Tyrael. Rhaegar can give him some. There's heals as well. I mean, there's options.
We have so many shields, you'd think there's a Tassadar in the game.
Exactly, right?
And Lightning Shield.
I'm excited to see Tyrael's build.
This is just a full dive comp. Absolutely a full dive comp. Get rid of the Stitches, full dive into the back line, pick off a Viking or two, get the Jaina, get the Tyrande. Tyrande and Jaina almost feel like they have to be forced into sprint. I mean, maybe even Brightwing might be forced into sprint because they want to kite. They absolutely want to kite because they just got that range aspect. They got the boat, they got the putrid bile. The more they can kite, the more they can drag out some of these fights. But Anubarak with the tunnel, you can't stop him from getting into that back line. You throw in the sword, you throw in the judgment, you throw in the metamorphosis. It's a lot to just bypass the Stitches into the back line.
Especially, who does Stitches hook here now?
Anybody and everybody. Like, there's no good target except Vala, perhaps. Yeah. Even then, I mean, she'll just vault, and he's not going to get gorge. Polymorph stun, perhaps? I don't know.
It's going to be a heavy hook and then right into the stuns afterwards, because whoever it is, they can get out pretty easily, or at least buy themselves some time for survival.
So not entirely too sure what we're waiting on here, but we are in the lobby. Game will begin in fairly short order.
I'll just tell him good to go.
I already told him. Yeah, okay, so either way.
There we go.
Double, triple confirmed that we are ready to roll. And Shadowmoor, of course, leaves the lobby.
Oh, no.
Hopefully we won't get those pauses. Those pauses were pretty killer. But all right, he's back. We're going to play game number 2. Fnatic is up 1-0. They can taste a victory. This is potentially a match point for them to get into those grand finals and that golden ticket for a chance at a $5,000 prize pool. We already have Team Alternate, ESC, so a few of the other ones. Pop, which was Synergy. Names that don't really mean too much for a North American, but either way, some of the best of Europe is ready to go in the grand finals. Will it be Fnatic taking it 2-0? Will it go to a 1-1 and a game 3 with Well Met? I think it very well could with this team comp.
I think it could. Well Met, having that heavy engaged composition, lots of shields as well. It's exciting.
And how many times have we seen Sky Temple today? I think this is our first.
Once.
Did we actually see it once?
Well, once in this once.
All right, this once. This is our
this
once.
This is our once.
Oh, did I get the team names right? I don't know. We'll find out. On the left, it will actually be Fnatic. Huzzah! And it will be representing the boys in blue, but Shinobu, Kessel, Ace of Spades, Lowell, and Freds. And it is Freds on the Stitches, so we were right on that one.
Okay.
Memories for the win. And who's on the right side, Mr. J?
We got Sport, Billy, Sake, Hasuwabs, Shadowmare, and Servolt on the Illidan. Healing Totem already being taken by Rhaegar, going for that sustain, and Anubarak going for the extended spikes, not going for the regen master to give him a little bit more health, going for that extended spikes to get as much CC down into the enemy team as he possibly can.
Now, we have seen Beetle builds before. We've seen a mix of Beetles and offense, and then we've seen the pure offense. I'm not entirely too sure which way Sport Billy's going to go with it this round, but, well, that's going to be a hook. Nice burrow, though. It does actually defeat out that Wombo, and this is a very scary 3-man. right here between Lowell, Freds, and Kessel. I mean, that's a hook into stun into the Jaina, just all the ice on top of your face. It's very scary for any squishy this early on.
Yeah, best targets are definitely going to be Rhaegar right now, possibly Vala, but they have to land the hook and hope that they hit the right target and not any minions. So we'll see how that works out for them. Another hook going down onto him, and burrow charge just instantly out of there. He does take a pretty penny of damage, but he will be fine. Shadowmare now showing his stuff to Freds, trying to mess with him, but probably needs to get out of there as the rest of the team. Sportbilly trying to get in there to help, taking a little bit too much damage. Actually goes in for Freds. Will end up dying for it though. The Beetle saving Shadow. He will be able to get out alive, but that damage, like you were saying, is just too much to take.
It's a very scary early game, and you know, we are going to have to keep an eye on how many times that will happen. So far, we defeated majority of them, but yeah, that last one, it was more because he just kind of walked right into them. I mean, he was really trying to get that stun on top of the Stitches, no regard for his own life. Sake in the mid is just going back and forth, but of course, Ace of Spades and Sir Volt, they're just not having the best of times down there. Sir Volt is really heavy pushing in. And this is interesting to me. Sir Volt is the guy on the Illidan. He's always been playing Specialist. You know, the Sergeant Hammer, the Zagara. Now he's playing the Illidan. I'm very curious to see how he'll perform.
Right now, though, he's just playing that pressure, and you can see the Vikings right now. You got two in the mid lane. You have Eric at the bot lane. Sake, though, getting hooked into the stun. Will Eldarin's Might away and be safe, but they will end up losing that mid temple, and at the top lane they are trying to capture that temple as quickly as possible, although it can only shoot so fast, and it looks like they'll be able to get pretty much all the shots out of it, unless they get collapsed on right now by the Stitches and Tehran that have motioned upwards.
Yeah, they are starting to make their way up there, but going back and forth, they're going to leave 2 shots in the temple. They're more interested in just getting people off of this top one, which is going to leave Sake free reign to actually clean up the rest of those shots. So can Fnatic actually get that hook combo? They do miss it out that one shot there from Fred, but it should be enough actually to pick up Shadowmare, and it is. So they will get a kill for their trouble, and they'll finish off the shots in the top. But going back and forth, it's still even pretty much across the board, although we do see some big jumps actually with those last shots. That tower, putting us just over 6 now for Fnatic.
Oh, Hasselhoff's just barely vaulting out of that CC train. Would have been very, very bad. You can see the small experience gain, like you said. Sir Volt trying to take down more turrets to gap close that experience. Let's see, what level 4s do we have? Pretty standard. You do see the Legion of Beetles. I really like this talent on Nubrak, especially against the Stitches, because those Beetles are just more bodies that Stitches has to go through to get. So those Beetles can save his life.
It's like throwing up flak in an air fight, in a dog fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your missiles might not get the way that they were, you know, hoping. Another hook and a combo miss on top of Sir Volt, but bottom lane is actually starting to push in real hard with that double support and the Freds, and that will be that turret. Level 7 now also achieved here from Fnatic, and we see a Mule. Definitely the strongest map, I think, for Mule presence, but Tyrande is going to grab it at level 7 there. And Brightwing, again, with the Gusty Healing, they are not afraid of any of the stuns available here to the team of Well Met.
And you can see battle momentum taken on the Tyrael. I don't know what level exactly he gets that shield bonus. I don't remember, but going for battle momentum, it seems like he's probably going to go a very similar build as he did last time. Anubarak getting a bit of barbs to keep them slowed. Really like this, just trying to keep them all tied up in one spot. They will end up getting, no, they will not. Olaf survives, and all he has to do is sit there. They missed a 0.25 experience of kill. Not too shabby, but that was a lot of effort. They did end up clearing the mid wall, so well played there by Well Met. A hook goes down right on top of Hasselhoff's. There is no follow-up, though, to it. He will be able to retreat, and the bottom temple has spawned now.
Fades into the top, of course, with that phase shift, is just trying to do the best that he can. Split. We did take these bruisers rather early, and they did not really hit the mark into that top. A little bit of fort damage overall, but we do got all of Well Met down into the bottom lane. And will this actually be the fight? It's 9-8. We do not have any heroics anytime, but there's the stun combo on top of Sake. They do get that hit, but he is still going to survive it. And Sir Volt goes into the backline. Sake now got to be very careful. Sir Volt, in fact, is now just split from his team, and the last shot, I think, from Eric was able to pick that one up. So there goes the Illidan. That's a big team fight detriment now going forward. And Sport Billy is going to be forced out of this one as well, but he gets hooked on back in. Kessel with the drive-by shot, and now Sake is going to be running for the hills, but it will not matter. 3-4-0 exchange, and the rest of the shots now going to go over to Fnatic as they hit level 10.
Really nice pickup there. Really nice hook from Freds, keeping a Nubarak in there. I mean, he was probably going to die no matter what, but the hook securing it, making sure. And look, you can see Brightwing going for that Emerald Wind. They know that Wellmet wants to have a heavy engagement, and the Emerald Wind will just try to delay it. Everything else pretty normal. Putrid Bile, Water Elemental, Starfall, and the Longbow Raid. Emerald Wind really only being the one that's not really typical, but you can understand why they want it. If Illidan goes in, Emerald Wind, and he just instantly gets separated from the rest of the group. Of course, you do have the Judgment probably coming in from Material and a Nubarak's Burrow Charge, so you'll only have a little bit of time to kill him, but it is a big enough window to kill the Illidan, I think.
Well, so far the Illidan has definitely not really shown a lot of cohesion in this team fights. I mean, he got separated out pretty quick, got DPS down. Sake, of course, with that hook combo, lost most of his hit points immediately. This is where Rhaegar's work is really going to be cut out for him, is trying to keep up so many melee. And he doesn't have Feral Heart. He does have the Far Sight. Now, of course, he does have the Ancestral. I fully expect level 13 to be the chain heal bouncing, but it's going to be a hard way to go. Sport Billy actually gets interrupted out of the Burrow Charge, and he's going to drop. It is a web wrap, and here comes Freds into the back with that Putrid Bile. He is going to put down that carpet just to try to keep everyone slowed and not able to get to his team, and it looks like overall it's enough because the Viking boat grabs a double kill, and had that hook landed, it would have been a 4-for-0 exchange.
Although Jaina Haswab still getting chased down, will end up falling. A 4-for-0. Huge pickup there. You notice that Tyrande Kessel adjusted his Lunar Flare. He put it just in front of Stitches, so right before a Nubarak could Burrow Charge. Boom, stunned, instantly blown up. He did get the web wrap off, but to no avail. Really strong pickup from Fnatic, and right now, level 13 to an almost level 11. They are full talent up. They may lose Olaf here, but that is not even much. If they do, they will not. 2 temples spawning now. Level 13 talents for Fnatic, and they have completely negated and countered this really aggressive composition right now.
Shadowmare throws down the Far Sight into the bush just to make sure he wasn't getting out-ganked, but we do have 2 temples now on the field, and we have the positioning here for the bottom for Wellmet, and well, I mean, everyone knows that they really do need some of those temples. If they get able to capture the entirety of one, it will take out a fort, either in the top or the bottom, but the Mules have been working overtime. Tyrande has been throwing them down again and again, and all 3 of them are at full hit points. Sake is going to start us off with that mid, but 11-13, any kind of pressure that Fnatic is going to put up, it's just going to be retreat. I mean, because we cannot fight at a 2-level disadvantage.
Yeah, we see Sake run away. They're trying to get that kill on Ace of Spades. They even use the Rain of Vengeance on him, canceling Ace of Spades Emerald Wind. He will end up falling. Really nice timing by Hasselhoff to prevent him from Emerald Winning and getting out of there alive. Nice pickup, but they are still a talent down, but they are hero up. So they go and try and apply pressure to Freds, forcing the Putrid Bile. Just going to disengage from that one as they know Freds is just going to run away with that. Really nice security. Just bottom Giants are pushing. They'll do a little bit of damage. They won't be able to get too much. Take the top temple or the mid temple, get some more shots, try and take that fort and gap close the experience. Really well played though on that pick for Wellmet.
Now, the problem here from Fnatic is that nobody's on the temple, so they're just going to be losing out this mid. It's now going to be firing, I think, top, yeah, and it gets off those last 5 shots. We still have a full temple, well, almost a full temple in this bottom lane, and now Fnatic is going to actually get down there and collapse upon it. Sir Volt and crew, they're just saying, all right, you do that, we're going to take this top. We just had a mule go down on top of it as well, so that is not going to be getting so much value out of it, and a long cooldown is all that Kessel's going to get. But still, we trade out forts very nicely. Fnatic is able to put up their own pressure, and they clear out the bot, they clear out the mid. It is 3 forts to 2, and we are now working away on that keep area on this bottom lane.
You can see a Nubarak has taken Burning Rage. Well, I thought though, Balog getting charged and attacked by the Illidan. Judgment going down on Kessel. Everything going down on Kessel right now. The web wrap going down onto Brightwing, I believe. Stitches hooking Illidan. Lowell getting so very low. Ends up following. Shadow having to run away will eventually die to the Vikings, and another death on Illidan. There goes Tyrael. The explosion will trigger, killing Vela. No! The Norse Force, they hit 16 just in time, getting Norse Force, keeping Balog alive. And Well Met is in a full retreat, a 3-for-1 exchange. Fnatic taking the bottom temple, Giants helping do some damage at that bot lane. And now they're going for the boss to apply even more pressure.
It is double Burning Rage. Tyrael did scale it during the fight, so that is the idea. Judgment in, Burrow Strike in, and then have the Illidan follow up. And between all the bodies and the Burning Rages, do as much damage as they can. Level 16 is almost guaranteed. 3, if not 4, if not 5 of those Burning Rages. But that Beetle again. Red's been getting Beetles more often than not. But still, boss is done. We were able to clean up the bottom temple. Sir Volt's going to start working away at the big guy here. But the rest of his team is looking for some bruiser pressure, and this might be bad for them.
Oh, if he threw a hook in, it would have just been perfect timing. He's still trying to wrap around to get there. And still going down on Shadow, trying to run away. There goes the Judgment onto Lobo. More of a disengage than engagement, just trying to save Shadow. They will eventually be able to get out of there. Very close death for Shadow.
That was the water elemental for the Ancestral, which, you know, timers kind of work out a little bit there. And that's it. We didn't have the entire team because they're still working down on this boss. The boss brings does bring the bottom keep down about half, but the rest of Fnatic are able to clear out the keep gate into this top. They have their 16 talents. We don't have them for Well Met. In fact, they're a long way off still. So we still are not going to see the power of this comp until 16, and that is a big window of opportunity here for Fnatic to get as much map control as they can.
The Blood for Bloods will be amazing. I'm really excited just to see that if they all 5 go Blood for Blood, because I've heard of it. I've seen it,
the legends.
Once. The legends tell of a time when 5 teammates got Blood for Blood and instantly killed Stitches. So I'm excited to see how that will work out, though. Looking at 16s currently for Fnatic, you see the Critterize, you see, of course, Norse Force. You see Numbing Blast to hold them in place, and then the Fishing Hook trying to get those grabs. That Critterize, though, against Illidan is phenomenal. And look at it in all its glory.
5 Blood for Blood, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
The legend is true.
Is this the late game bloom that we're looking for Well Met? If they do get this, it's going to be the web wrap on top of the right wing. He's now going to be out of it, but we got the Judgment. Castle's going to be a big target. Bloods are going down, but he's sprinting away. Hasuwabs and Shadowmare also running for their lives. Sake into the back of it, but now he could be going down. He will. Tyrael is going to drop, but they did get the Tyrande out of it. Low hit points. He gets hit by the stun, but it's not going to be enough quite yet. Shadowmare, Hasuwabs are going to be grouping up. Sir Volt is actually alive at the end of this fight, and by the end of it, that comp did show they can go toe-to-toe with this. Low is going to be a little bit more on the weaker side of things. He did hit that fountain. He's going to be coming back into this one, but we have a Fishing Hook here. Is Fred's going to be able to get another catch of the lifetime?
That was, man, Illidan chasing down the Tyrande. It was a 1-for-1 exchange, but right now Well Met is losing that temple, meaning they are losing that engagement. And top lane, you have a huge wave with bruisers trying to do as much damage to the keep. It will maybe not take it, but it will do a lot. Fred's, though, going in for the Illidan, him getting rooted. Another web blast down on the Stitches. You can see the bile is ticking away, but Illidan just has nowhere else to go. He flies to Ace of Spades, uses the Blood for Blood, will end up falling, though. So will Ace of Spades, and right now, the entire team of Well Met trying to chase down Jaina. She's all alone. All that's there is a Tyrande, a really nice on a hook on the Sport Billy. They're trying to chase him down. 2 CC hit. He will fall. Jaina's down. The Vikings are in a very bad spot. They're now trying to run away. Meanwhile, Sake holding down the other 2. Viking longboat raid is popped. Hasuwabs has to be careful and run away. Oh! A really nice hook again by Frez. The fighting just never stops. It is a fight after fight. There go the Viking longboat raid. Finally, Well Met is retreating. Quite mostly ammo was taken from the top keep. Bottom lane is pushing really well, and just amazing. That huge engagement, just back and forth, nonstop.
Oh, when I saw that Blood for Blood go out from the Illidan, I was just like, all right, he has enough time to get that Ancestral Heals, but the Ancestral Heals went on top of Shadowmare instead. And, you know, it is a feral lunge from the Rhaegar. They're going as much damage as they possibly can with these comps. It's I really expected to see a little bit more chain healing. The chain heal bounce from them right there. But c'est la vie. Either way, it's not quite hitting the mark yet. We are getting kills. It's 14-5 for the kills. Hello, Freds. We're going to jump right on top of mid. Stitches is going to pay the price with a 60-second death timer right there. That's going to be Siege Giants, and that's going to be a little bit now of a push generated into the spot, but more importantly, boss in 20 seconds.
Yo, great pickup right there. I think a blood for blood went down because that damage was so bursty. And right now,
Cereals is down. Valas is down.
Down. Yeah.
Everybody's blood. Okay, no. Illidan's is up and Rhaegar's is up.
Still though, I mean, it's so it's beautiful and glorious. If Stitches gets caught out, they can instantly just kill him. The temples have spawned on the top side. Fnatic just gonna take a little consolation prize, try and get as many shots as they can. Well met, gonna take that boss and apply pressure in the bot lane. They have hit 20 though on the side of Fnatic. And this boss, it should be able to get the bottom keep, but in the meanwhile, top keep is gonna fall for Well Met. So Well Met is coming back, but they're not out of it yet.
Kessel's also just supporting out Shinobu and crew as they do get these bruisers. That's, again, going to be starting to push back this top lane. I think we got the big creep advantage up here anyways, but that boss marching down with the tempo shots, that is for sure a dead bottom keep. It's only Ace down here for the defense. We do got Freds here as well, but everyone else is out on the map. Sake into the top is going to be the guy looking to defend against that bruiser push. So it is going to end up a 1-for-1 for the keep exchange. I don't think this boss can even put permanent damage up, as the rest of Fnatic is going to be coming to the aid of their core. But this is going to leave us with a good position for Hasuabs and crew to come grab this top temple.
Definitely, and they also have now hit level 20, and look at this. Double Hardened Shield on Anubarak Interior, Bolt on the Vala, Storm Shield on Rhaegar, and Demonic Form on the Illidan. So many shields, so much survival. One thing is, though, their blood for blood won't work, I believe, against the Stitches with a Hardened Shield. So they'll have to be a little bit careful when they try and pull their one-trick pony.
Yeah, taking a 75% hit from 75% is definitely not going to be the numbers that they're looking for. So they have to time that out. Conversely, just don't put it on Freds. Put it on somebody else. Just go or subtract 75% of the hit points from Jaina, from Tyrande, like people that can't deal with it. You really can't do it on the Brightwing because of the ice block. But, I mean, you also don't want to throw it on a Viking at the same time. So get into that back line, stomp them up, throw down the web wrap on a healer, and just go to town on anybody without a hardened shield. This is a very tense moment. Level 20 to 21. Keeps are down. The bosses are down. There's no big objectives. And oh, no. Not another pause.
Oh, no. I bet, I think Fnatic was a little bit going to be sad because he threw a hook right where Well Met was sitting previously, and if that would have hit and then the pause came out, oh man. But luckily, the pause didn't affect anything. Both teams are just running away from each other. Hopefully, they can fix this lag. Whew.
Very tense game. I still think it's very much anybody's round. The early game really went to Fnatic. I mean, they racked up kill and kill and kill. Temples, they took good engages. But this late game, those 5 blood for bloods, it's such a game changer.
The 16 talent showing its glory for Well Met. I mean, just right when they hit 16, they went for an engagement and boom, it was like, all right, cool. This is way easier now to take. And so, I mean, it's late enough that any hero that dies or any number of heroes that die can just be detrimental and lead to the end game. It's not going to be one hero, though. It's going to have to be multiple heroes. And seeing that Stitches now has Hardened Shield, like you stated, look for the blood for blood on the other targets just to blow them up. It looks like right now, though, just in this map, they're trying to defend, kind of reset, and just get situated.
So we do have, the double warriors for Well Met with the double Burning Rage, the double blood for blood, and the double hardened shield. It is really hard to dislodge them out of your back line. We don't have a huge amount of hard crowd control available to Fnatic. So they go in, they pop out everything. You stun them out, it doesn't really matter. You can't really burst them down, not at 75% damage reduction. But it's almost like they're not really playing as warriors. Like, they're not protecting anything. It's all about the go, 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 get into the back, do as much damage as possible. It's, you know, they're battle versions of their former selves. I mean, Anubarak and Tyrael, the only reason I was able to kind of just figure that they were doing this is because I've suffered at the hands of it before in Hero League. It's just, it boggles the mind a little bit about how different you can play these heroes and still do it successfully.
All right, okay, go 3, 2, 1. Looks like we've got the game underway.
Ish. There we go.
There we go. All right, so they have got the game going now. I mean, it is so difficult to get them out and kill them. And also, since it's a Nubarak and Illidan and Tyrael, even if Emerald Wind is popped, a Nubarak can just burrow right back in, Eldruin's Might right back in, Metamorphosis, or just dive right back in on Illidan. Like, they have so much re-engage potential that the Emerald Wind may not be enough. And I mean, Well Met has a really nice spot right now.
They're level 20s. They're on the even tier. They are down 14-6 for the kills, but we have keeps down on both sides, and this is, again, a very tense moment. The next team fight could determine who wins this game, and this next team fights. Now, do we fight for the temples or do we trade them out? Do we go for the team fight and risk an absolute destruction of base by losing both temples? Or do we just simply try to trade them out? What would you do?
Well, the Beatles clearly giving away that they are at the mid temple. I mean, Well Met does not want to trade temples. They want to take any fight because I think they feel that they have the distinct advantage over Fnatic, whereas Fnatic may be a little bit afraid. You can see they're being very wary and trying to watch where everybody is. Eric almost getting caught out. I mean, Fnatic is trying, just keeping an eye on them, trying to make sure they know where they are. They don't really want an engagement, but you can tell Well Met trying to find that engagement with the Nubarak. I mean, Tyrael can just judgment right in.
All right, we have about half the ammo down in the mid. Top about quarter now. This could be the big opportunity. Yeah, Sport Billy and Socket, they're going to go in. They are going to judgment into Ace of Spades, who immediately uses that ice block low in the back. He's actually going to blink to freedom. Socket's chasing. Sport Billy gets polymorphed, and so far, no deaths as of yet. Going back and forth, low way off to the side. The rest of Well Met is not interested in him. They're actually going for Survolt, and there goes the Illidan. He's going to drop. Spades is going down. Shinobu will get into that boat. He still had it up his sleeve. Low's going to drop, but I don't see Sport Billy getting out of this one either, and it will be a 3-for-2 trade with Shadowmare and Hasselhoffs on the retreat from that Viking boat.
Wow, just so much damage spread by Well Met. I mean, they finally got the Jaina, they finally got the Brightwing, but the fact that Jaina even got out alive was amazing. That bolt saved her life for so much longer than she had set. But you can see, I mean, the damage they have, it's difficult to direct it, because when Illidan, Tyrael, and Anubarak jump in there, Vala can't really just follow up. Rhaegar has to be a little bit careful, so they have to be a little bit on the safe side, and I think that's the only drawback right now from Well Met's composition. And you can see, oh, that hook just running right in front of the face of Shadow. 45%, 44. You've got catapults on the core. Fnatic may be able to take it right here.
4 catapults on the core, Mr. J. Fnatic. So again, you know, you take the team fight and you lose, you almost guarantee a loss, because these forts are not going to stay up with these damages. 13% is where it's going to sit at, and we have the judgment in. Sake looking for a kill, but Freds is still here. Ace is still healthy. We don't have a boat. We do have a boat. Oh no, I don't know. They came up, and I think they're actually web wrapped. I didn't know you web wrapped all 3 Vikings at the same time. Oh, you didn't, because it's Ace of Spades. Fair enough. Either way, Kessel into this. We got the Starfall. Ace of Spades is still a big target. He is going to drop. We have now Survolt coming back with that demonic form. Sport Billy into the back, and he's just barely going to survive. It's long enough to take out the Stitches. Kesso is actually going to drop here as well, and now Shinobu and crew, they are basically on the front lines with no support. There goes Lowell as well, and all of Fnatic is likely to drop right here. 1 and 2, they take out the Illidan. Can Hasuab clean him up? He's going to blink forward, and they will. All 7 kills going the way of Well Met, but their core is still under siege from these catapults.
They will be able to defend it. I mean, unfortunately, they can't go and end the game right now. Only Vala and Reg are alive. The other Fnatic will be up very shortly. It was a great fight right there for Well Met.
3 temples.
But this moment now, 3 temples, you have to defend them all. And no matter what you do, no matter what temple you control, it's not going to be hitting the core. They have a small window where they can at least try to get some temple. They look like they want to get the boss and then maybe just go for a push. But I don't know if it's enough damage to counteract the temple capture.
Shadowmare, oh man, he got to the heal. I don't think Fnatic knows that a boss is going down. Somebody's coming down here. Looks like it's going to be the Vikings. I don't think they can actually stop this boss. A boss on the core at 23 minutes? Fnatic's going to have to run for the win. Run for the win or get at temples, or they just need to get on this point. I did not see a boss in the cards, but a boss is going to go straight to the core. We got 2 temples right now in red. They're going to be working on these keeps. Fnatic needs to rush. I feel like they really do need to rush to defense or for the win. 13% is really easy to do it.
Yeah, they just need a temple and they'll be able to capture it. You can see them right now.
Oh, Shadow
trying to defend. He has no Ancestral. He gets CC. Up in the top lane, though, Vala is dying right now. Shadow running out of there will be able to get alive, but no.
Core's down.
It is enough. The core is down.
Oh, the catapult's got it.
3 catapults and just enough damage from the temple capture. Fnatic taking the very sneaky win on temple. Wow.
I thought Shadowmare was on that point for some reason, so I didn't register that